Lancia Astura Cabriolet Series 3 Tipo Bocca by Pinin Farina 1936. As might be expected for an automaker founded by an engineer and racing driver, Lancia, established by Vincenzo Lancia in 1906, prioritized technological innovation, performance, and quality from its earliest days. This approach bore bountiful fruit in motorsport, with Lancia's epic history of competition success needing little introduction here. Naturally, when Lancia applied this same uncompromising formula to larger and more luxurious cars, the results were no less spectacular, and this breathtaking 1936 Lancia Astura Cabriolet Series 3 Tipo Bocca, with its unique bodywork by Pinin Farina, represents the very best of the marque's simple pre-war capabilities. The Lancia Astura was introduced in November 1931 as a replacement for the flagship De Lambda, and it would be built in 4 series before production ceased in 1939. Reflecting a new Italian nationalism, Lancia broke their precedent of assigning their cars the letters of the Greek alphabet and instead named the new model Astura, after an ancient island castle south of Rome. The Astura was packed with innovations, including an independent front suspension with self-lubricating sliding pillars. The live rear axle was controlled by friction dampers that could be adjusted to suit with dashboard-mounted controls, and a Bezier central lubrication system was fitted. The third series also received a D-Wonder brake servo for the 4-wheel drum brakes and a 78-liter fuel tank. The centerpiece, however, was Lancia's V8 engine. Although Lancia was not the first automaker to bring a V8 to market, it had its own distinctive approach to the formula, creating its famous narrow-angle engines. By employing a V-angle much narrower than that of the typical V8, Lancia was able to build an engine that had some of the casting and production advantages of a traditional inline-8 while offering many of the packaging benefits of the more compact V8 configuration. Starting with the second series, the Astura's engine was mounted on rubber isolators, further improving powertrain refinement. The Astura's third series, known as the Tipo 233 and arriving for 1933, is of particular note. In addition to a larger, 2,973 cubic centimeter V8 rated at 82 horsepower, the Astura was for the first time offered in 2 wheelbase lengths. 908 were built as Longo, with a wheelbase of 131 inches as the Tipo 233 liters, while 328 were constructed to Quarto specification on a wheelbase of 122 inches as Tipo 233C. When the Astura's 4th series arrived, only a long wheelbase version was offered, denying coach builders the choice afforded by the previous iteration. The present car, Tipo 233C chassis number 335313, is one of the 328 Quarto Asturas produced on the short wheelbase 122-inch platform. Fitted with engine number 911171, it was delivered as a bare chassis to Pinin Farina in the summer of 1936 and clothed in a body designed by Mario Revli de Beaumont, who took full advantage of the narrow-angle V8 to create a rakish yet restrained cabriolet design. The design would come to be known as Tipo Bocca in reference to Vittorio Bocca, an important Lancia dealer at the time who would eventually commission a number of cars in this style. The aerodynamic profile features a sloping, rounded grille, whose horizontal bars are interrupted by a dramatic waterfall of chrome strakes running from the slim, elegant bumper to the base of a V-ed windshield. The peaked front fenders are separated from the body by rounded fairings that feature individually integrated headlights and driving lights, while the rear fender spats also contribute to the clean, smooth lines. The open car's streamlined horizontal emphasis is reinforced by a chrome strake running the entire length of the body as well as horizontal engine compartment vents, features that are accentuated when the halves of the split windshield are folded flat. Gently curving body sides feature an early use of curved side windows. Highlighting the car's restrained elegance was its subtle, pale gray paint with blue upholstery and power-actuated convertible top, the latter a great novelty for 1936. The newly completed Cabriolet was displayed on the Pinin Farina stand at the 1936 Salone dell'Automobile, Milano, where it received the President's Cup from the Royal Automobile Club of Italy, RACI. Following the show, chassis number 33 5313 was acquired by Gyara NC, Lancia's main agent in Genoa. Gyara sold the car to Cav. Piero Sanguinetti, a local industrialist, for about 75,000 lira, the equivalent of about $4,200 at the time. In May 1937, Sanguinetti showed the car in the inaugural Concorso d'Eleganza per Automobili, San Remo, where it received a Class award. The car was subsequently purchased by Emilio, Lancia's German distributor, who apparently kept it in his main facility in Berlin-Charlottenburg. Wartime records no longer exist, offering no explanation of whether Earl sold the car or retained it for himself, or how and where the car survived the conflict. But survive, it certainly did, and in early 1947 it was acquired by American collector Barney Pollard, as part of a package deal with 2 steam locomotives.